Hey, how are you? It's Lily Leon. Uh, Thank you for being here at Joyful Caregiving Challenge, and and welcome to those who just joined our challenge for today. Those who are new members. Let me just do this. Just give me 1 second. I hope this will help. Yeah. So today I'm so excited to be here. I forgot to tell you that I was a little late. I know that. But today I came on time, a few minutes before, and this is I already uploaded the questions. Your homeworks is on the guide. You can go there and check it out. And also I encourage you to fill it out. The questions, I mean the homeworks, because it will help you to take an account of the things that you kind of miss it, or the things that you need to do for your caregiving for your parent and for yourself as well. You have to remember, if you don't take care of yourself and know what you're doing, you will not you will not be able to take care of your parent. I'm just gonna say that. It is something that we all have, I mean, those who are caregivers have to ask. You have to ask yourself about it, about these questions, about uh, what this happens and things like that. Yeah, the things that you have to do for your parents, the things that you have to do for yourself, the people that you have to be talking to, what things needs to be done. There is a lot of things that goes into caregiving, but I'm not gonna be like bombarding you all at once. But those questions will help you. I mean, it will help you to see where you act, what needs improvement, what part of the care you can improve and do better. That's right. That's right. And let me just continue. I wanted to do another thing, but I know I have to concentrate and do this. Anyhow, I hope you guys had a good day, and were you able to watch my day 2 challenge? You let me know how was it, and you can let me know from where you are watching this. You can let me know on the chat. I know that some of you are in New York, and some of you are in different places in Texas. And yes, and by the way, I forgot to tell you, you can share in this group. You can share a post. I know that I didn't write so many posts, but I have to do it. I've been doing different things at the same time, but I have to get that also. Yes, shame on me, right? But you can share a post. You can introduce yourself. You can go live if you like to. I'm not gonna force you, but you can go live and share about who you are, what you are doing, and what is your caregiving journey is looking right now. Yeah. Yes. So I'm sorry. I know I'm a little bit fixing here, fixing there, but anyway, I like it better right now. And yes, you can go to the guide section, and you can you can rewatch the replay in there. It's already organized, and today I'm gonna organize for today's uh, day 3 of the challenge. I know that this is my first challenge, and I do feel a little bit nervous. I must say that I'm not looking for perfection, but just here to help you with it. Yes, so this is something that I wanted to share. Uh, Let me introduce myself a little bit for those who are new to the challenge, and you will hear about this. And you can feel free also to invite someone if you like. Yeah, you find this is providing value to you. You can also let me know. Well, I am Lily Leon. I am the creator of Joyful Caregiving Challenge, the 5 days challenge. Uh, the problem One of the greatest struggle for a new family caregiver is that they don't have, sometimes they will lose their joy in caring and serving their family. And that's something very, yeah, that's something very much relevant today. They will lose their joy in serving their parents with dementia. And even if your parent don't have dementia, sometimes you will feel that there is no joy in serving, and you can be facing with the everyday same burnout or guilt. I mean, same burnout. Yeah, you will be giving and giving and giving, and you the same burnout every time. Or maybe you have this burnout, guilt and fear, confusion about about how you are doing things. It is something that we will face it at one time or the other. I'm not saying that this is easy. It's not an easy place to be. Well, hoping one day you can finally get some moments of joy and experience that with your parent, and also be able to have, I don't know how to say it, well, to have that quality time with your parent and enjoy memories together. Yeah, to enjoy those memories together, and be able to really really be able to have that those precious moments. And yeah, those precious moments, not only because they're your parents and the time that you've spent with them, but also I want you to know that you can change your, yeah, you can change that. And that's why I created this challenge, the 5 day challenge, the joyful caregiving challenge, 5 days challenge. I am here to help the new caregivers and Christian new caregivers and not so new caregivers to discover that you can have joy without burnout and without guilt. And that's something that affects us so much. And what I was, by the end of this 5 day challenge, I'm just trying to help you to have that 5 day strategy step by step when you can have that joy back into your life. Mm, this is my first challenge, so I'm wanting to have this as an interactive challenge, and Yeah, that's why I created it. I'm happy that you are here with us, and you can feel free to, yeah, you can feel free to share this with other people. Yeah, you can share with your friends or family, and I will go also live in my Facebook profile, and then you can tag your friends if you think that they need this challenge. I know that I am I'm very excited to be here. I'm very honored to be here as well with you. Let me let me do this. Just give me 1 second. My battery is a little low on my computer, so I had to charge. Otherwise, it will not go. Yes. So, how come how come you can have joy in while serving and taking care of your parents? You can have moments of joy with them. You can find that, and that's something that sometimes it will take a while to figure out, but sometimes it's not. It's just very right away. It's very simple, and that's why I also created the homework assignment for you, so you can um, ask yourself those questions and apply it. Because sometimes we are not joyful, and we go into burnout and guilt because sometimes we don't know what we are doing, and I was in that. I mean, I'm in the same. Being I have been in your shoes. That's what I mean. I have been in your shoes. There will be times that I didn't know how to do things for my mother, and when that happened, I will do that. I will go into burnout, guilt, or you just allow your parent to be. I mean, sometimes you allow guilt and fear, and also the not knowing what to do, get the best out of you, and then you end up with just burnout. It's because sometimes you don't know how to put boundaries and how to identify different things that is going on with your parent, and what are the needs that they have, and what are some things that they want but are not really needs, and they just being how can I say it? I just want to be respectful. They just want to be like they want to be still in control of themselves, of their life, and they think that because you didn't allow them to be there, they feel like I mean, they, I don't know how to phrase that. Like sometimes your parents feel that they are not in control, and that's why they want to be like manipulative sometimes. Sometimes it's because they want to be, yeah, they just want to be that. And other times it's because they demand so much of you. I don't know about you. In the beginning, when I came to take care of my mom, I would say that there were a lot of times that I I felt so much the demand that she was upon me, and I would feel a lot of pressure. Sometimes I would do things and she would not be pleased, and then they just tell you that what you do is not perfect, and you have to step back as well, because sometimes your parents will say that because it's not exactly exactly the way they want it, and then when you do it and they are not pleased with it, they can put a lot more pressure on you. I have been in that shoes. I have been in that place. And today I'm gonna share with you a Bible verse that I was reading today. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against rulers, against the against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. So this is one of the verses that I was reading today. Sometimes we are not only dealing with the person's condition and also the person's personality. Yeah, you have to put that into place. You are dealing with personality and also the condition of the person. But we have to look back and also yeah, look back and sit back and see that this is more than that. This is also a spiritual battle, you will say. Yes. And there are plenty of times where I will get what do you call, I will feel guilt because I will be upset, or even yeah, I will be upset with whatever my mom will say to me. I will be upset about it and it becomes resentful. When we're not watching, it will it will seep in and it will become something that you don't want. It becomes like bitterness and resentment, things that you don't want when we're not watching. And caring for your parents shouldn't be that way. You shouldn't be living in that situation. But sometimes we don't know how to identify those those thoughts, those feelings, and those okay, what do you say? I yeah, those thoughts. Unless you start talking with someone, sometimes you notice it, but then you will say, I don't want to think about that. I just want to be caring and serving my mother or my father. Probably you will say that, but in the back of your mind, you still have thing, that little thing where you are thinking about what they did, what they say, how hurtful they say things to you. You even will be thinking about how ungrateful and they are not thankful about what I do. And that happens. I'm not saying no. That happens to even the best of us, even if you have some time in this. I'm just gonna give you an example. An example where you can analyze for yourself. And you can also tell me in the chat what are your biggest concerns about caring for your parents are you experiencing right now. I had to fix some paperwork for my mom, and because I was not really a person working in a public organization, in the public setting, sometimes people will not even listen to you. They just push you away. I had not been able to resolve some of the paperwork. I mean, I did, I was, I was doing my job in doing some of those paperwork to resolve it myself without the help of another person. And I did spend a lot of time. I must say that I did spend a lot of time doing that. But then my mom, she was not very happy about it. How long it took the process. When they put demands on you that you actually cannot fulfill and is absolutely out of your hand, inside of you, you can feel a little bit of that's not fair. Yeah, that was one of the thoughts that I have. It started out, that's not fair. I am doing all these things to fix all this paperwork that other people messed up, and now my mom is not being appreciative about what I'm doing. When you go that unchecked, it will break havoc. It will break havoc in your life. It will slowly and surely become something where you don't want things that you don't want to be angry or even resentful. Because I see that in a lot of family caregivers when they have the burnout and the guilt. It is because of that, because uh, because they some of the thoughts that they have went out unchecked, and it was not brought out and deal with. Yes, and that happened with me. I'm not proud about it. Actually, I know that I should have been able to catch that and not being upset. And the next thing you know is that you will not be as nice with your parents because you have that angry and resentment. And that happens a lot. It is not easy, especially when your parents are demanding things that are out of your hand and you cannot really do anything about it. Let me drink some water. I'm a little thirsty. But today I'm more prepared. I prepare my water, and yes, so it is nice to drink some water. I find myself that I feel more thirsty by talking this much. It is true. But anyway, I don't want to be slowing down so much. I need to keep going and be sharing at the same time. The other part about guilt, it is that sometimes we feel guilty that, I mean, some of us are doing this by yourself. I am one of them. I know that some of you have someone who helped you. You are so blessed. You are so blessed. And also, At the same time, the level of your parent, how much how much help they need physically. I mean, I'm still blessed that my mom can do a lot of things for herself, and I know that some of you are not in that situation. But sometimes the guilt also comes, and the burnout comes because you are doing this alone. I'm gonna say to you, you don't have to be burnout. You can do this with God's help, and also being mindful to do some practices where there are tactical practices where you can what do you call, help you with it. Yes, where it can really help you to do this journey where you are not burnout. Yes, there are some practical ways. If I'm gonna be telling you and talking to you only the Bible, the Bible, the Bible, yes, God will give you direction. And sometimes those directions are practical ways of applying common sense in your caring with your parent. And sometimes there are techniques that you have to learn to take care of your parents. And also, I mean, first thing is to trust God. That's the most important part. But then there is another things that comes in place, and also comes in place that you also need like having, yeah, having a group, a group setting where people are going through the same situation like you. It does lift off some of the pressure of not knowing what you are doing, and also what do you call, yeah, not knowing what you're doing. And also you can be an encouragement to each other as each one of us are serving and caring for our parents. And that's something that we have to kind of bring us back, that we're not doing this as alone, and we're doing this not only because we want to take care of our parents, but because we love them. Yes, you have to love it. We have these people and trucks that will drive around the neighborhood announcing we have, we have tomato, we have onions. Yes, they are announcing that they are selling something. I'm just gonna pause a little bit until they pass a little bit. Yes, the burnout, like I was talking about, it can be because you are doing this all by yourself and you don't have someone to help you. I know that you can find ways to relieve some of that burnout. Sometimes it is like having someone to come into your house for a few hours, or even some people they have their parents in another place, I mean, with their loved ones, or with, let me just share this. Like me, when I started to do caregiving for someone who is elderly and dementia, it was actually helping my friend who is a nurse aide. Right now, she's a nurse aide. I mean, she's a former nurse aide, and also she's a doula. She actually asked me to go and help her to keep company to her mother-in-law Her mother-in-law was in a facility. Yes, in a facility, and she just wanted me to go and visit her and spend time with her because her mother-in-law had a little bit how to call, yeah, she has dementia and also some physical problems, but she and her husband thought that it would be good that to have someone who is not them to keep company with them with her mother so they can feel at peace, I would say, and knowing that since she didn't know me, she didn't, I mean, it would not hurt me, the things that she would say. They were right about that. And sometimes you might need to have someone to come in for a few hours just to leave you, just to give you some relief. For my case, my mom is like glued to me. So I've been in the both ends of the spectrum. My mom is glued to me. I would say that. She really doesn't like me to go away, and she doesn't like to receive people in her house. So that's not very, yeah, I'm in that situation. But that doesn't mean that you cannot have joy. I find that when I spend time with God and I spend time with Him, really going long with Him, reading His Word, it helps me to have a better outlook, a better attitude to serve my mom. I'm not saying that I'm perfect. I am not. Sometimes I still don't do it perfectly. Sometimes I will still fail. I will fail in this, in taking care of her. I hope you can hear that. Sometimes I feel like I'm not well. Sometimes my voice is a little low. I know that, but I don't want you to be boring. I know that sometimes I slow down a little bit, but I need to pick up the pace and and talk. Yes, sometimes you have to find out what are things that you need to do and have someone to take that over from you, even for a few hours. What I do right now is I will take some time for myself. I will try to go out just for a few minutes. I will not go long. I know if I go long, my mom she will worry, and that's not good either because then it will undo everything that I will do just to give myself some time and my mom some time. Right now, she's just taking a nap. Let me check. Yes, she's taking a nap. That's why she's so quiet. Well, it's not so quiet right now. There is an alarm ringing already. Um, we have a parking lot nearby us, and also they have some construction. Yeah, they have some construction nearby, and I can hear the plant. I don't know about you. You could hear it, but I can hear the plant is nearby. Yes, sometimes when your parent are in that mode where you have to deal with paperwork and the personal information, and you have to be diligent about it and be careful of where and what you are putting them, and being proactive about getting those things in the proper places as well. I know sometimes it can be something a lot easier just to hire someone to do all those work, paperwork, to go and fix some paperwork like that. And sometimes your parents don't want to do it. They just want you to do it. And that becomes a little bit of a struggle, I would say. Yes, sometimes it becomes like that. And by the way, do you know that your personal information is very important to you and you should take good care of it? Yes, so let me just continue. Yeah, sometimes, uh, yeah, sometimes I was working also in my other businesses as well, where I have to help people to keep their information private. It is something that is growing lately in all over where people will have their information compromised. It shouldn't be that way. Actually, you should be able to take care of it and have no one affecting you in that way. And that can be a lot of pressure as well on that side, making sure that everything is all right, making sure that your parents' paperwork is all right, my paperwork is all right, and things that I have to do are in order and in place. I know that it is more easier than say and more easier than be just saying it and be done. It is something that we don't really want to think about it too much and be involved in that sense. But it's something that we cannot avoid. We cannot avoid doing those things for ourselves, for our parents, and we have to take care of it. Yes, you can let me know in the chat about what some of the problems that you're facing right now that is causing you to have burnout or guilt. I know as a family caregiver, especially new family caregiver, will face a lot of those things. I mean, I don't know, some of you might not because your parents are not in that state, in that situation, but some of you are in that situation. Let me think. Oh, well, yes. So how to get back to it? So how do you find it so far on day 3 of this challenge? One of the things that probably none of us will be thinking about is what will be the limit, the boundaries for us doing things for, I mean, for you to do things for your parents. What are the boundaries? What are the things that you will need to say? I cannot do this. Or you would say, if my parent will have this, how do you call it? If they have this medical condition, if they fall, if they cannot, um, if they need help to be lifted, I will not continue to do the caregiving. I know those questions are not easy, but I want you to think about it. What are the boundaries that you will set for yourself? What condition if your parent will have that you will stop caring for them? I want you to think about that. For me, I would say that what will be my limit? Well, recently I decided to tell my mom that my limit will be that I was not gonna be continuing doing paperwork because I did the majority of them. And I would say it was not easy doing all the paperwork for yourself, navigating the system, and I still could not resolve the problem. This time I told my mom that we had to hire someone because I cannot be doing this because I am not I am not doing it, period. I've been doing this for a couple of years already, and this level of the game, I said to her that no, I'm not doing that. I must tell you, it was not easy. It is not easy to tell your parent no, that you're not gonna do this because you've been trying so hard. You try everything that you can do in your hands to have that, and it has not been finished or even fixed. How come I will have? I mean, how come I will continue to do that? I cannot continue to do that. No, I cannot do that at all. So I told her, yeah, I told her. I must tell you that by me telling her, it was very freeing. Yeah, I felt free. I didn't I didn't worry. I just said I could not do that. You have to determine what are your limitations. You have to be praying that you will be able to say that to your parents respectfully. And at the same time, I must say, at the same time, you have to say it with conviction. Because if you will be like going with them, having a weak attitude and not standing on your ground, they will manipulate you. And then you will find out that you are feeling guilty. Yes, you find out yourself that you are feeling guilty, that you are in this thing, and you're not being able to resolve it, and your parent keep putting pressure on you, and just sometimes you just have to say no. I know saying no to our parents is like unconceivable, right? And the Bible tells us that we should honor our parents. But sometimes your parents can say things and do things that are not really reasonable. let's say like that, and you had to let them know. Be- I'm sorry, my mom is asking. Ah, I'm so sorry. My mom asked me a question. Um, I mean, I think our next building they have the power plant generator. Yeah, the generator they are turned on. Now there's more noise. Anyway, the power plant, the generator is turned on, and she simply is asking me, are they? Is it that we don't have power, or what is happening right now? I must say to you that, well, I still hear the noise. It used to bother me so much to go live, um, Facebook Live, with all the noises behind, and that's why I will go in a little later in the day and go live. But I know I cannot do that all the time, and I have to be a better steward and take a better care of myself. I must say that since I having all this work to do, I have been going a little late. I have to change that. Actually, I have to change the way I've been doing some things and be more effective with my time. And sometimes it's just that I spend so much time with my mom, doing things with her. Like yesterday, I was spending quite a bit of time with my mom, but it was worth it. It was worth it, and that's why sometimes I'm a little behind with some of my work. But anyways, this is not about me. This is more about you. But yes, sometimes your parents will demand a lot of attention from you where you are not spending as much time doing your own work. I know some of you still working, and sometimes they demand so much time from you that you are not being able to do so much in your work, or you do work but then you are adding yourself more time in your work. But I know that you can do it and be able to take care of your parent and also be happy about it. You can be happy about the time that you spend with your parent. You don't have to feel guilt in spending the time that you have with your parent. Actually, you can cherish those moments as long as you see the times that you're spending with them as times that God had blessed you with, that no one can take away from you. Those are times where you can have the laughing, the talking, and being all, how now to say it, enjoying, enjoying your time with your parent. Of course, you can. I know there are some difficulties that you have in your life with them, but there are also moments of joy and there are also moments of happiness. I'm sorry, there is another motorcycle. I think I'll have to stop saying I'm sorry for them because I cannot control that. I should not feel guilt because I cannot control my environment. Although I really, yeah, it's just part of where I live. I cannot change that. Anyways, yeah, so you have to learn to see that sometimes it's a lot harder to see those things and being so much into the giving and serving and caregiving where you are not seeing that you can enjoy your life with your parent. You can take back a minute. You can step out just for a few minutes for all by yourself. You don't have to be 24/7 glued to them. Otherwise, you will have burnout, and that's not something that you have to be doing. And there are things that you can do for yourself that you don't have to be in a burnout situation. And for that, I seek out other people to help me about that, and I'm here to help you as well. I think you hear it. I don't know if you hear it. Probably you will hear that they are other people. Yeah, I think it's more quiet. Oh no. Anyways, anyways. So let's continue. Yes, it has been. You have moments with your parents where you can do that, where you can be joyful with them, be happy with them. You can laugh. My mom was laughing today, and by me hearing her laugh, my heart was full with joy. I was happy for her to see her laughing. The worst thing for me to see my mom is when she is sad, when she is depressed, when she is confused, when she don't want to do things for herself that it is, how can I say it, like things that are good for her, like going out sometime to take the sun or visit her friends so she doesn't have to be only me. And when she does, when you identify those things that they need to have some other people surrounding them, it is a good thing because they can be able to enjoy other people and be a little bit by the care and love of their friends. I must say that sometimes as daughters, we just want our parents all by ourselves, but it doesn't work that way either because then you will end up being burnout and guilt, and that's not the place that you want to be. It did happen to me, I must say. It is not something as easily to identify. Going through the process all by yourself, I would say it is not the wisest thing. It is always a good thing to be in a community, and it is always a good thing to have, what do you call, mentors and coaches. It is good. I have sought out different coaches for myself, and it had helped me to see things more clearly and manage some situations much better. Because sometimes when you are by yourself, you don't see anything else but what happened to you in the day and the things that transpire, the things that you already passed, and you cannot really fix it. Sometimes can be very discouraging. It is, but doesn't mean that you cannot fix it. You can fix it only if you would like to. Let me just come a little closer. I hope I'm not like very far away with you and talking in here. So what are some of the things that you think that until this line or this problem that my parents will have, I'm just gonna go until then. I'm not gonna continue to do more. I don't know. You tell me. You can let me know on the comment section. Other things that I will say is you can rate my sharing with you if it was helpful, if it was not so helpful, from 1 to 10. You can let me know, and I will try to improve. I'm just learning right now. I'm learning to do my first challenge. Yes, doing my first challenge, and it has been so far fun for me. It has been fun. Yeah, for the first time. I am not I'm not trying to be that I know everything. I am not. There are still things that I'm still learning. And remember, your parents also change, and your situation change. My my situation changes also, and my parents too. So there is a lot of things that come into place why you will be into burnout and guilt. There is they are so related to each other, so much related. What will be some of the possibilities that you would like to see in your caregiving with your parent? Yeah, what would that be? The possibilities. What are the things that you could think that you could make it better to avoid burnout or guilt? I know all those questions are very big and very deep at the same time. But nevertheless, it's something that you have to think it through before, doing and before taking care of your parents. You have to take a lot in consideration. And the next question is, what can make it better for you? What could be something that will make it better for you to serve your parent and take care of them? Because I know as a fact for all my caregivers, friends, is that a lot of times we want our parents have the best care and the best people taking care of them. Well, I know that this has been very helpful for me to be sharing with all of you. I am thirsty again. Need to drink some water. Yeah, you can think it through about that, about all these different questions. I must say that those questions were not easy for me to answer either. Actually, they were very hard for me to answer, but I did it anyway. I did it anyway. And it is better to answer those questions because then you will have a clear mind, and will say that a confused mind will not do anything. There were times that I couldn't do things because I was confused. I don't know you. Have you been there? Being confused didn't help me at all. And sometimes having some answers to the questions that I asked earlier, it brought me some clarity about how to do certain things. Yeah, to do certain things. I'm so sorry. I ate and then I came here. Yes, so when you ask those questions to yourself, it it gives you some clarity about the way you are doing things and where you are heading, instead of allowing what you call confusion to overwhelm you, and from the overwhelm, um, not being able to serve your best to your parents. It can, yeah, it can actually become something where you will end up being burnout and feeling guilty. That feeling of guilty is is very hard to shake off. I would say that it is very hard to shake it off, and I'm not saying that it is easy to do. No, it is not. It is not easy to do at all. Not at all. Yes, I know. Is Yeah, you can let me know that what I share with you. I don't know if this makes sense to you. All the things that I share with you, does that make sense about the being burnout because you're doing just serving, but you're not taking care of yourself, taking some time for you to breathe and to have some self care, and the guilt, and yeah, when you are just in that mode of serving and caring, and when you allow the your shortcomings or the things that you don't do well become something into that will bring you to guilt, it is not fun. It is not a fun place to be. It is not. Hmm. Oh, well, anyway, I don't know about you, but I have a little bit of a tugging. Well, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope that you will fill out the your homework, and you can let me know in the comment section your biggest concerns and biggest problems that you have. You can let me know, or I don't know, yeah, biggest concern and thoughts. And also, what would you like me to cover? What will be a theme or something that you would like me to cover? That will be something for you. I know I should not bombard you with that many questions. Let me just say again, What would you like me to cover? Or you can tell me what are your biggest concern. Those those two. Only those two. So I'm not gonna be bombarding you with more. And today has been a very nice day, fairly. And my mom she's still sleepy. She's still taking a nap. I think I'm gonna go and have a little break for myself and have a little walk. Yay! And I will come back home. And also I will upload your homework for today. You can fill it out, and once you fill it out, your homework, you can share it with us and be an encouragement to one another about what what you call what are your biggest aha moments once you share your homework. I know that once I started to do the homeworks that that my mentors asked me, actually it helped me a lot, quite a bit, quite a bit. But thank you so much for being here. I hope you have a great day. And don't forget, let me know how was this helpful to you, today's sharing, and and you can rate this from 1 to 10 if this was helpful to you. Don't forget, tune in tomorrow if you can to come here at 3 o'clock Eastern Time. If you cannot, it's fine. If you cannot, you can catch the replay on the guide section. Thank you. Have a blessed night. Have a blessed day, not blessed night. I'm here. Bye.